she knows she's getting ready to lose them all.
Yeah, but then that was sucks, because the boys would take away and then
And they already told her too, like, Zoe will probably find a place for her a little bit easier than the boys, they told her. But the boys literally will be in foster care, and they'll be separated because they said it's too hard to find families to take 3 kids, especially when the kids are that old. You know, they said it's like almost damn near impossible is what they told her. And that's what I said, well, you know what, then you need to wisen up then. Because you know what, that's what's going to happen. And I said, I'll tell you what, these 3 kids are all they have had. I said, even though they've been from place to place to place, they've always had each other. Her dad and Kim still had them together.
Yeah, some remember them, you know,
yeah.
cake.
Yeah, she remembers that. You know, that's all she really remembers is her Tinkerbell cake, but she remembers that they got her daddy got her a Tinkerbell cake.
Right.
No toys, says she didn't get no toys, but he did get her a cake. You know?
Computer working?
No, that's this is a one. Oh, that's right.
Downstairs for tornado hours. It's like the broken keys.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as it works.
I'm the only one who didn't break any keys off of mine.
I'm gonna take them to Staples. Staples, Haley's the one, yeah. I'm gonna take them to Staples, and the Staples said they'll run the check on them for free, and our sister was on the radio when I was in the car the other day. They said you can bring all your laptops in there. They'll run the check on them. They'll tell you if they can't fix it. They'll tell you how much it'll cost to be fixed, and like you know where you can go to get it fixed. They'll tell you exactly what's wrong with every one of them. So I'm gonna and for free. They run the check on them, and they'll fix them for free if it's something easy. You know, which I know Haley's is gonna be something easy because hers just put that block on it so it wouldn't fuck it up. You know, hers and Amber's should be easy to fix. So I'm gonna take them both up there this weekend, I think. And yours will be too, because yours might even be dried out by now. They ain't been used them forever. But I'm gonna take them up there and have them check on me.
So what, the computer put a block on it itself?
Yeah. Windows blocked it. Yep. That's what it is. It pulls up a screen that says Windows has blocked your computer from any further access so that it doesn't damage anything on the internal side. So must be something on the inside. You know what I'm saying? I think it was something to do with Windows. You know, but Windows blocked it so it wouldn't fuck it up anymore. Yeah, they're still looking for the one guy from other people. Yeah. One of them. I think it might have been the newer one. No, this had to be the new one from last night, actually.
This guy is 51 years old.
Supernatural was on tonight. It was on last Friday, too, and I didn't even know it. I got home and was going through my DVR, and I was like, and I was thinking, too, I think it's like April 15th, and I'm thinking, out. But I went all weekend, didn't even realize that I come home, and I was like, oh shit, I hit channel 4 on my recorder, and I was like, oh, it's on there, so I got to watch it.
Did you flush the toilet?
It's a TV show with guys about demons. They hunt demons and stuff like that. The guy on 50's Cake is from there.
Yeah, on the cake? Yeah.
That's what I got a football.
Yeah, it's on right now, actually.
Yeah, I know, because a lot of shows, like, last week one of my shows was noon, and this week it wasn't. So I don't know, it's like, going back and forth.
Criminal Minds wasn't on this week.
Yeah, I was
it
so
wasn't.
excited.
It's due next week, though.
Yeah, I think
it took a 2-week break.
Oh,
so yeah, they're doing that. You know how, like, I guess after they do, like, 4 episodes, they always take that 2-week break, and then they do a couple more, and then the season's over.
Yeah.
So, my nurse Jackie, you know, have you ever watched that? You gotta watch that. Do you watch Showtime? Do you have Showtime?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Showtime, you gotta watch it. She's a nurse. And she's hilarious. You know, she's hilarious. Like, she goes in her stalls and breaks them. She was walking past the restaurant, and a guy was in the middle of seizures. He was having a seizure, so she gets down, she helps him. His jacket comes open, he has like 15 bags, like this fucking big, plumb full. So she tells his wife, call 911. She grabs all his stuff, puts it in her shit, and she runs out the back door of the fucking restaurant. So he comes to the hospital to talk to her, you know, plus she's married, she has kids, but she had a whole different life where she worked at. Like, no one at the hospital knew she was married. She was sleeping with the pharmacist, you know what I'm saying, in the hospital. She was sleeping with him because he was giving her shit, you know, my back hurts. She forged an MRI, you know, because her best friend is a doctor, so she forged an MRI to get her best friend to write her shit. Her husband winds up finding her pharmacy papers. She had a whole different P.O. box and everything.
Wow.
Then he goes to the husband goes to her work and everything. He's like, I want to see my wife Jackie, and they're all like, your wife? Jackie ain't married. She takes her wedding ring and everything off to go to work. Literally, it got stuck on her finger once. She smashed her finger with a hammer just to break it to get it to come off, girl. That's how nuts this woman is. It shows her everything. Like, she does it all, girl. Nurse Jackie. Yeah.
I remember one of the episodes in her basement that one of her she was breaking them, and then her kid came in and goes, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, her kid's friend come down the basement steps and said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Oh, nothing," you know. And then like the last episode, she was hiding them all around the basement, like in the kids' clothes. She hid them all so her husband wouldn't find them. Her husband went through the basement and took half the boxes to Goodwill. So she had him go to Goodwill and told him she had sentimental stuff in one of the boxes so she can get her clothes back out of there.
Oh my God.
So this week's episode, she's running low. Like she literally has a big calendar on a thing it shows, and she's got like 5 on this day, 5 on this day, and then it shows like she only has 4 days worth, and it shows her like, fuck. So the guy that she stole from, he still keeps coming like in her life, right? He's coming to the show, and he was like, I'm not. When he came to me, he goes, I'm not gonna hurt you. He was like, well, can you go out to eat with me? She goes, okay, I'll go have lunch with you, but I just want to talk to you. She takes his wallet, takes it to the pharmacist, says, hold this, if I die, tell them he killed me.
Oh my God.
So she goes out to lunch with him, and he's going, he said, yeah, I was a recovering addict. He was, you know how the addicts always have this person that they can call?
Right.
He was one of those people for like 17 years. He said, then I finally realized that some people just don't want help. So he said, I figure I'm going to feed them and feed them and feed them and he said, and make some money in the process, is what he said. He goes, then when they hit rock bottom, they'll be ready to stop. He goes, and then that's when they can go get their help. He goes, so, he puts the pill on the plate, you know what I'm saying, and pushes it towards her, and he goes, so what about you? She goes, fuck you, and she pushes it back to him, and she gets up and walks away. She goes, wait, I do have one question. Then he goes, what? She said, how far do you think I'm from rock bottom? He goes, you're way at the top. You ain't even nowhere near rock bottom, honey. He said, you ain't never going to stop for a long time. He said, especially when you rob a guy that's having a seizure. He said, and take the shit, you know? I was like, oh, shit. She goes, well, fuck you. And that's when she walked away. I was like, she's nuts. She is. It's a good show, though. She literally, like, she has her own little life at home, and she had her life, which in the guy she was sleeping with at the hospital, he wound up following her home one day because he couldn't figure out, like, why she would never meet him after work. Or, you know, so he follows her home, and she goes to her bar that her and her husband in, and he sees her kissing her husband, he sees the 2 little kids, and so he confronts her the next day at work, and that's when she's like, yeah, I'm married, da-da-da-da. You know, and fucking, so he decides to go to the bar one day and become best friends with her husband.
Oh my God.
He ain't told her husband yet, but he's best friends. Like, they are close as hell, you know it? And, like, she had to pretend that she helped get him a job at the, where she works at. Because, you know, she didn't want her husband to know that he's always worked there for, like, 10 years,
oh
you
my
know?
God.
It was nuts. It was. What?
When's we coming back on?
I should be coming back on soon.
My husband wanted to watch it, but that's on HBO, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we didn't have HBO, but yeah, he wanted to watch it.
That's a good show, too. It's pretty much already been through everything, though. Like, she's already been to the, you know, selling the weed, and she got kind of busted, blew her house up. What it is her husband passed away, so she had, like, no way, you know, she was a mom, she was a stay-at-home mom, he was the one that worked. He passed away, so she had to get the money up somehow to support her kids and shit. And, so she winded up running into this black guy, and he told her, you know, basically his grandma fell, and she started getting from them, and she becomes, like, really, really big, but she becomes really big where everybody's on her ass now. Then she moves to Mexico, she got away from where she's at. She stayed Nancy. She goes to Mexico and fucking, they don't change her identity until after she gets with the head of the Mexican place. He's like the president of the Mexican. But he has like his own little underground thing going too, you know what I'm saying, marijuana. So she gets it in with him and shit because she buys this boutique with her money, like it's for pregnant people clothes. And actually in the boutique, if you go into the back of it, there's like a cellar door that goes to his underground shit. You know it? So that's how she finds him. Yeah. Have you watched House? You ever watch that?
Oh yeah, I do watch that. My mom loves House.
I do too.
House, Bones.
Yeah.
Jail.
Modern Family. This is a newer show.
16 and Pregnant too. I watched that.
I watched that. I used to watch Vampire Diaries, but it's been a while since I've watched it.
Breakout King. That's a new one. That's on.
That looks good.
Yeah, that's. It's got like 4 episodes. You need to watch that. That's really good. That's the one on Sundays.
Do you watch
Your husband will even like that. That's really good. You know, that's like the guy show too.
You watch the Jurassic?
Those are.
I watched
I've watched it.
Those are on tonight. These are the new ones from last week. If you haven't even watched the new ones from
You
last
like
week.
the